What a night. 45-24 Florida State. I said I thought Florida State would win. I said I thought the game would go over 56.5. I did not expect this. I did not expect this level of domination from Florida State. It was something that we haven't seen from Florida State really since 2013. I'll give you a game it felt like. And I'm not saying this team's going to win the national title. I'm not trying to compare these two teams. But in terms of it's been a while, but this feels like something. It feels like when they went up to Clemson in 2013 and just stomped them, because you knew that was a good Clemson team, maybe not a great Clemson team, but you knew Florida State was in a very different place than it had been in previous years. And that is where they are right now. This was an absolute domination in the second half. It was actually pretty back and forth in the first half. It was pretty interesting. And it's been a long time since we saw a Florida State team do this. And so this was what I was thinking. I went to Florida State's practice about a week and a half ago. You saw the interview with Jared Verse and the offensive lineman Maurice Smith and Dimitri Emanuel from that visit. And I remember watching and I thought, okay, Jared Verse is special. Their transfer defensive tackle from Western Michigan, he could be very good. Keon Coleman, you could tell, was going to be awesome. Jaheim Bell, you could tell there were going to be a lot of ways to use him. But you weren't sure generally how on the offensive and defensive lines they were going to hold up against LSU's athletes. LSU's got good athletes, but they held up, and they also kept trying to run the ball, which is something that LSU kind of gave up on. LSU basically figured out we can't run the ball unless it's Jaden Daniels scrambling, and we're probably going to get Jaden killed if we keep doing that with him. So they really kind of gave up on the run. Florida State kept trying. They ran a counter that Mekhi Wingo, the LSU defensive tackle, was blowing up the counters in the first half. And then LSU went to this two-back counter, and Brian Kelly said it after the game. He said we just couldn't fit it. We couldn't figure out how to fit it. And it was pretty amazing to see that it just kept kind of coming in waves, and that LSU really couldn't do anything to stop it. So I'm not ready to predict that Florida State's a playoff team or that they're even going to beat Clemson in a few weeks. But I was very impressed with the way this team was put together, very impressed with the way it handled itself, where things could have gone really off the rails. So first series, LSU marches the ball down. They're on the 1 yard line. Florida State commits a penalty, gives them 4 cracks from the 1 yard line, and they stuff them every single time. Then it felt like Florida State was just committing penalty after penalty. Now, some of those were probably cheapies. Some of those probably didn't need to be called, but it felt like it could get away from them at any moment, but it didn't. Now, a lot of that was they stopped LSU again in the red zone, and LSU came away with no points. And I think that's where LSU's frustration started to mount. And really in the second half, you started to see Florida State's pass rush get to Jaden Daniels more. In the first half, he was able to escape, get out, gain some yards, or keep plays alive and get the ball downfield. In the second half, they were getting to him. Let's listen to Mike Norvell talking about the Seminoles' performance.
Proud of our team. There's been a lot of build-up and excitement about this game, this opportunity. Talked all the way through fall camp and, even through the off-season, summer workouts, just all of it, just the mindset and the approach that these guys, what they bring to work every day. They've done a remarkable job in building relationships, just the way that they compete with each other. I told them before the day that they're built for a time like this stage, two top 10 teams in the country. Wasn't real pleased with some of the things that showed up in the first half. I thought we made some foolish mistakes at times. And that happens. You got to play this game with emotion, and I would want an emotional team. I don't want it to be controlled. I want to make sure that we're disciplined and continuing to focus on the little things. And I told the guys at halftime, and that both sides did a remarkable job in how they responded to that. But just that second half, that was a glimpse of what I think this team can do and where I think it can go. But there's a lot of things that we're going to have to clean up after. And, I appreciate them. obviously there's excitement in the locker room, but that was one game. That was our first step. It was a big step, right? You get a chance to be on this stage. You want to go play well, and I don't think we played our best game, but I thought that second half, we were able to really finish the way that we wanted to, and I'm proud of them for the way that they continued to battle, the way they showed their resilience, and just who they are. I'd be remiss to not, in that atmosphere, our crowd, our fans, unbelievable job. It was an electric atmosphere that we got to play in. It's great to be able to be here in our home state and to see such a wonderful turnout, and just the energy in that game. It had a championship type feel to it, I thought it was just a great experience for our players and you all that are part of the program.
So Tyler Wright with, I don't want FSU to be top 5 yet. Tyler, I don't know how to break this to you. They're going to be top 5 tomorrow morning. They will be top 5 tomorrow morning. Don't worry about that. That doesn't matter right now. None of that really matters right now. All that matters is that they played a great game. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.